When you picture your dream house, what do you imagine? Maybe a high-rise flat at the top of your city's tallest skyscraper? Or perhaps you'd enjoy something quieter, like a little cabin with a scenic view of a lake. Either way, I've found that most people are more focused on how they decorate the interior of their homes, rather than what lies beyond their property, when discussing this what-if. I'm a little different. When I pictured my dream home as a kid, I was more focused on the town itself than my individual dwelling. Colonial streets paved with cobblestone, historic buildings boasting a storied past, and close enough to both the mountains and the ocean that vacations would be a breeze. It's always been my dream to move to Williamsburg, Virginia. I first went there in the 4th grade on a field trip. It was pretty awesome. My classmates and I got to do all sorts of things in the city, including wax making and participating in a ghost tour. I fell in love with the town over the course of that trip, and my parents would end up taking me back just a few years later for a more extended trip, probably because I wouldn't shut up about the place. That second visit solidified my stance. I knew I wanted to live in Williamsburg no matter what. It would have been cheaper for me to go to my local community college, but as soon as I graduated high school, I applied to attend the William and Mary School of Education. The campus was breathtakingly beautiful. I knew I'd made the right choice as I moved into the dorm. On my first night, I saw something strange outside my window. In the courtyard below, a man dressed in all white and an outdated top hat was ambling across the main quad. "Hey," I whispered, unsure if my dorm mate was asleep or not. "What's up with that dude?" Marcus, my roommate, rolled into a better position and squinted out the window. "Sorry, I already took my contacts out. I can't see anything. Is there something weird out there?" Kinda. Some old guy with a white top hat is walking across the quad." "What, like Mr. Monopoly? Maybe it's one of the professors. I had a friend tell me one of the teachers in the history department dresses up for lectures sometimes." "Oh," I said. "That makes sense." But something about the way that old man moved seemed wrong, out of place. I'd almost forgotten about him when I saw him again a few months later. I looked outside to see the man in the top hat once again ambling through the courtyard just a few minutes after midnight. This time, Marcus was snoring, and I desperately wanted a distraction from my trig homework. I quietly slipped out of the dorm, hoping I wouldn't wake Marcus. As I stepped into the chilly night air, I immediately wanted to go back into the warmth of my room, but the professor dressed in old-timey clothes was just a little way down the path. "Hey, professor!" I yelled, trying to get the man's attention. But he didn't even turn. Maybe he was hard of hearing? Seeing my breath steam out in clouds of white mist, I jogged over to the man. I meant to gently grab his arm to garner his attention, but when I reached out, my hand passed right through him. The man then turned with a shocked expression. He looked down at me and gave me a faint smile. "Oh, a student," he said. "It's awful cold tonight. You best get back to your dorm." Before I could respond, he tipped his top hat to me, offering a wink, and then his form dispersed like mist in the wind. I stood shocked, still. The next day, I mentioned what I'd seen to some of my classmates. Most believed it was just a nightmare, but some claimed I'd encountered the spirit of the school's founder, James Blair. I'm unsure which is true, but that heart-pounding experience further strengthened my desire to make this mysterious town my permanent home.